Hi guys, welcome back to Lenette Looks. Today I'm going to be talking about a story that really captured a piece of my heart. It pulled at my heartstrings, and it is Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us. This story follows Lily Bloom. She is from Maine and she is growing up in an abusive household. Her mom and dad are in an abusive relationship. Her dad is physically abusive to her mom and emotionally abusive. And Lily goes to school with this on her shoulders. She hates the fact that her mom is still with her dad even after the abuse, after witnessing her mom being hit and afraid and fearing for her life. Her mom is still stays with her dad, and she is having to experience this type of abuse as a young girl. So Lily is having to have this type of emotional baggage, emotional weight hovering over her. So she goes to school and she befriends a kid named Atlas. And at the time, Lily is 15, they're in high school, and I believe Atlas is 18. She befriends him and she finds out a lot about Atlas, and I'm not gonna spoil it. I want you to find out for the first time and read this book just like I did and find out how she gets to know Atlas, how their relationship just blooms and becomes this really nice friendship that they're able to depend on each other, and it just grows and it's really sweet. One day Atlas is at Lily's house and he is there in her room with her, and all of a sudden they hear a commotion in the living room, and it's her dad and mom having her dad is having a fight with her mom, and it comes to blows. Atlas wants to call the cops, and it becomes this big thing. That one incident that he experienced with Lily made them even closer. That is her first love. Her first love is Atlas, and Atlas promises that he will return because he's older than Lily. He's 18, so he's ready to just go off, and he graduated high school. He's ready to leave, and he promises that he will come back. But lo and behold, and you're gonna find this out, but she does not hear from Atlas for years and years, and she doesn't know what happened to him. They become estranged, and Lily is now a woman at this point, and you find her at a balcony of a building, and she is at her dad's funeral. She's like thinking all these things like, wow, I'm at my dad's funeral and I have to speak, but I have literally nothing good to say about this person. And it really pulled at my heartstrings because I really can relate to that sentiment of how she was feeling right then and there. So she's just kind of like, she's frustrated. She's also, through all those years, she's so frustrated with her mom. She has resentment towards her dad, all those years of witnessing abuse and everything, and having to live in a household like that with her mom in fear, and then forgiving him, and then it just goes, it becomes like this whirlwind of emotions and this heightening, and then all of a sudden things are okay for a little while and then it happens again. And Lily has so much resentment against her mom for putting up with it and for continuing the relationship and having that experience throughout her childhood. So she has that weight on her shoulders now at her dad's funeral, and she's thinking, I have nothing good to say about this man at all. And so right then and there, she meets Ryle. She doesn't know that she's not alone, and she meets a guy named Ryle, and he's sitting up on the balcony too, and they start to talk and everything like that, and share some stories and stuff, and that kind of lifts the weight off her shoulders a little bit for that moment in time. But Lily moved from her hometown Maine to Boston, and she is now an adult and she has finished college and she's ready to start a brand new life. She's ready to try to heal old wounds and try her best to put her best foot forward and live a life that she, live out her dreams. So she wants to open up a floral shop, and she does that. She does just that, and she's living in Boston. And one cool thing that Lily does in this book is she's always had this diary, and she loved, and she still loves, Ellen DeGeneres. And so in this diary, she is pouring out all these things about her life, all these emotions about her family life, and she's telling Ellen in her diary all the tales of her life. And so she's writing in her diary to Ellen, and she starts to, throughout the book, read pieces of her diary, and you're reading about the letters that she's written, all the letters she's written to Ellen, talking about her mom and the abuse and all the things that she's witnessed and growing up and meeting her first love, Atlas, and losing him. And now she's still writing in it. She still talks to Ellen. So I thought that was a great upliftment, hearing that she's over here talking to Ellen. And Ellen is one of the, a funny comedian. She has this connection with her. I can only imagine why the author wrote that in, because when you're going through challenging times, a lot of times comedy is a great reliever and soother. So she grew attached to Ellen. So she grew this attachment to Ellen DeGeneres. So in any case, you have now Lily meeting Ryle on the day of her dad's funeral, and she now lives in Boston. She still has a relationship with her mom, although she has all these emotions about her mom and why she put up with her dad all those years. But she's starting anew, and she has a new career. She graduated, and she's ready to really bloom, as her last name is Lily Bloom. And so you're going to read more about Lily and Ryle and how they continue their relationship, and how the connection between her employee now and Ryle, how they're connected, and how they meet again after that day at her dad's funeral, on top of that building where she's taking a breather and trying to get through the whole thing. But her and Ryle wound up continuing a relationship, even though Ryle does not want to have a serious relationship at all, and she does. So she knows that it's not going to work for her. She doesn't want to have a loose sort of, dating relationship. She wants to find somebody real, like the love that she always had with Atlas, who left, and she doesn't know where he is right now. She doesn't know what happened to Atlas, and so she has a lot of pent up resentment towards people in her life, but at the same time she's trying to create a new. Should I say any more about this story? Let's see what else I want to say about this. Oh, this is really important. Lily really has so many hopes, so many dreams of establishing herself now in Boston, and just, trying to live a happy life. She never ever wants to experience what her mom experienced. And you're gonna find a little bit more about the relationship she has with Ryle, and how that relationship blooms, so to speak, and how that relationship really surprises her. There's something about Ryle that she doesn't fully know, and as she gets to know him more and more, there's something about him that is really startling, and you're gonna find that out. I'm not gonna say any more than that. I want to give a little bit of a clue, but I'm not. I want you to read this story. So continue along in this story. Someone from her past comes back, and it's Atlas. Atlas returns and comes back, and it really changes things in her life. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Her love story, is it with Raul? Does Raul change his mind about not wanting to have a serious relationship? What is it about Raul that Lily is surprised and shocked about? And what is it about her relationship with Raul that makes her open her eyes to some of the things from her past? You will find more of that out, because I really want you to read this book. This book really, like I said before, pulled at my heartstrings. It really did. And it is about abuse, but it's also about love, and it's about unconditional love, and it's also about friendships. Sometimes you meet somebody at the right time of your life, and they're there and they help you and they hold you and they make you feel like you can conquer anything. Atlas really did give her a really strong support system, and she did too for him, because he also needed her, even though, he wasn't looking for help or anything like that. But she really helped him in many ways when they were younger and throughout their friendship. So they were they grew to have this very close bond with each other, and it was unfortunate that he left and didn't return. She has this loss, from losing her first love, and a loss from her parents, her parent life, her life at home. And, she didn't want to experience all the things that happen in her house. So anyway, yes, it is about abuse, but it goes deeper than that. It goes into relationships, true, real relationships, and people that are really there for you and want you to do well and want you to be well, and what unconditional love really does look like. So this is loosely based on Colleen Hoover, again, the author's experience growing up with her parents. And she says this was the hardest story for her to write because it was so close to home. So on that note, I really hope you get to read this book. I gave this book 4 stars, and I do recommend it. It was an interesting read from beginning to end. I really did feel for Lily. I really felt the strong bond that she had with Atlas, and I really hoped that they would soon meet again. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel, because it really does help me make more videos. So on that note, guys, I'll see you on the next one.